All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I think this is episode 10. But yeah, so tonight is January 20th, 2025. I hope you had a wonderful day. I there's really nothing exciting. Well, there's some interesting things about the currencies, but yeah, they have more. I could do an hour show or whatever on all the articles about the T-Man. In Iraq, they showed the entire, what I'm guessing is the entire inauguration from the car leaving wherever it left to go to the Capitol. I mean, the whole day. If I was an Iraqi citizen, I'd be like, what's up with this? But anyway, so then they had a ton of articles. What if this is how he's going to be, all these things, hypothetical. So, yeah. But, so since they dedicated most of the day to our news, and they didn't even really talk about the hostage thing again either, even though the day before they showed them all. And I was so worried. I was praying, Lord, please don't let any of those trucks get mm, kablooied. But they showed the whole thing, the Red Cross trucks bringing them, the people happy to see them. So there hasn't really been a lot of news, you know, other than that. So yeah, so there was really no need to do a full blog. All right, so here we go. It is 10 o'clock at night, so this should upload with today's date, but it may not. It may upload tomorrow. And I wanted to do this because I have a feeling maybe tomorrow we'll get bombarded with real news. I'm not sure. I'm not expecting uh, Parliament to vote on the budget, but they might, but we'll see. But yeah, so all right. So today is the 20th. This is a Today article. Counterfeit currencies enter Iraq. This guy, I think that's his name there, reveals shocking information. Oh, but so also, if you didn't see, so I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom of the blog. And again, if you're someone who has trouble following me, you don't understand what I'm saying, I recommend going to the blog, watching the video, and following along on the blog. It just possibly will make more sense. Until if you become a regular listener, then you'll get used to me. You'll get used to the articles, and then it will be easier, but that could be a good way to start. Okay, so yesterday they had this article about they issued new banknotes with innovative security features for the blind. It got cut off. But if you watch that, I think it's 7 minutes. So if you go to the blog, well, it's either on the YouTube channel or if you're reading the current blog, this is all the way at the bottom. And my take on this is they are showing, because even other people agreed with me that these notes are out already. They're not new. Uh, but they show you where they're not necessarily things you can see, right? Because they're for blind. But they have little raised images that they can rub their fingers over, and then they'll know that it's a legitimate currency. So I'm thinking, oh, and I think someone didn't understand what I meant by dinar goggles. So if you're middle-aged like me, you remember when 3D movies first came out, they would give you glasses. And then at the time when the movie was going 3D, that's my phone. The image would say, the movie would say put the 3D glasses on, or something. Time to put your 3D glasses on, or something like that, right? If you remember that, if you're young, then young enough, you don't remember that. But so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying dinar goggles on. Um, so that's like rose-colored glasses. Maybe you're familiar with that. Yeah. So I'm saying I'm putting my dinar goggles on, and believing that they're just using the notes as an opportunity to educate the citizens. Look at all these security features. This is how they work. And maybe a week or two, they're going to put out the new notes that we're all waiting for, right? Which will be equally securitized. That's probably not the right way to use that word, but they'll have security features also, right? Now, and I know some of you guys think I'm crazy. That's far-fetched. There's two currency stories today. Oh, jeez Louise. I'm trying to go. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. All right. So here's the title article. And it's talking about the 50,000 note. Former military advisor, there's his name, revealed today, Sunday, information indicating the entry of counterfeit 50,000 dinar notes into the Iraqi market. He explained that this currency, which was discovered to be counterfeit, was recently circulated in local markets, suggesting it may have arrived from outside the borders, as there are no internal capabilities or laboratories to counterfeit the currency. So I really think this is interesting for two reasons. This is another reason to talk to the citizens to explain to them how to recognize a note that's legitimate. Security features, right? You can go into the CBI, right? And this one says if they are counterfeit and they reach the central bank, they'll be destroyed immediately, because a lot of fake notes has a significant negative impact on the Iraqi economy. But also, I find this interesting because years ago, there were groups of people who believed Iran had the plates to print Iraqi currency. I mean, and how can you prove that, right? That's not going to be in writing anywhere, right? That Iran is not going to admit, hey, we've been over here printing your currency. But how else would that happen? They're saying these probably came from outside, right? So I don't know. Maybe those people were correct. But anyway, so then here's another article about the 5,000 dinar notes. Directive from the central bank regarding the 5,000 dinar banknotes. The central bank stressed on Monday that Iraqi banknotes are homogeneous in all their denominations and are accepted by all its branches, and that the delivery of one denomination and the rejection of another by certain banks is a violation of the law, requesting a list of the names of these banks. So could it be people are confusing the 50,000 with the 5,000? I don't know, right? But so this is actually dated. You can see right there. Well, here's the official letter, right? But it's in Arabic. So I was able to translate it. And it says, your letter dated blah, blah, blah regarding banks that refuse to receive small denomination notes and the 5,000 dinar denomination. Huh. That's interesting, right? Small. But we know it's not the new notes that we're waiting for, right? When they say small, they mean the 250, 500, and 1,000, right? We would like to inform you that the instructions of this bank stipulate the Iraqi banknotes are homogeneous in their various categories, have absolute legal tender and are accepted by the CBI, its branches, banks, institutions, and the public. Discrimination between blah, 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 right? So basically what the article said. But I just think it's really interesting. Yesterday they had the article doing the full 500 to the 50,000 of the security features. They even had a PDF, which if you go to the blog, for the 19th, I guess, that I did, I have the PDF link there if you want to look at that. Because also, it's a neat way, if you have dinar currency that you're worried if it's authentic or not, these the images in the PDF will show you how you can check your dinars at home, right? So that's another good reason to go there. All right, so that's that. So here, these are from yesterday. Now remember, I was saying I was a little worried that it seemed the budget amendment was going to have to be approved and then the schedules. Well, it's no longer a question. The Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed that the Council of Representatives will first approve the draft amendment to the general budget law, followed by the approval of the budget schedules later. So, how much later? Does it matter? Do they need that to be done to change the rate? I don't know. But guess what? We'll find out, won't we? I don't know why this is red. This website does that. I didn't do it. 8 tips for Iraq with the T-Man's arrival, including the dismissal of Ali Al-Laq. What? So, this is that guy, Ziad Hashimi. He represents the southern and middle part of Iraq. And you should read this. It seems he's for the T-Man. And he seems he's already making an appeal to get rid of Ali Al-Laq. And what if, I mean, we don't know. We don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, right? So what, he's been in this position twice. They move people around in banking all the time, right? Just because this is a different country doesn't mean they don't have the same, what is it, golden doors? But whatever. So what if they remove him and then all of a sudden we have the rate change? I don't know, but whatever. So you can read this article if you'd like. All right, here. This is just another article talking good about why it's a good thing to be on that electronic customs system. It's cutting down on smuggling, corruption, and bribery. It's also putting more money in their coffers. I need to sneeze. Here's a nice article. He always writes nice articles, right? That's Samir Al-Nasari. Banks are the lever of sustainable development. So just as they are happy that they're on track for 2030, they are at Davos. So Davos is starting this week. And if you don't know what that is, you should go there. You should go there and you should read about this and who attends and who doesn't. Because these are billionaires and multimillionaires that make decisions on our life. And do you think they're going to make good decisions for our life, or decisions that are going to benefit them? So this is the second year that Iraq has been invited. This year they sent the president instead of Sadani. I guess Sadani has more important things to do, hopefully, right? Okay, so this is interesting. Issuing electronic payment cards for school students. So they were thinking about it. It looks like they've started doing it. But it seems they'll be limited to where they can use their cards and how much can be put on it. All right. to complete the legal quorum. Oh, I didn't mean to put this. Well, whatever. What should be here is another article. They had already put out an article shaming the members of parliament that were not there, and they put their names in the paper. Now they're going to dock their pay $1 million, $1 million dinar. So yeah, because what else can they do? They can't fire them. All they can do is put the names in the paper, dock their pay, so when it's time to vote, the people will remember, right? If they'll remember. All right. So this. Oh, you know what? No, maybe this is right. Okay, because these are from the 19th, and I only did a short. I just did that short video for the 19th. Okay, so that's not a repeat. That's not a repeat. And then they had, like I said, they had another article out showing where from now, and it's from now on. If they don't, if they interfere, they'll have their names in the paper and be docked $1 million dinar. All right, let's see. So they had a meeting, back and forth meetings between Herbal and the Ministry of Finance. But who cares, right? They do that all the time. We just want it over. We don't want to hear about the meetings. Just get it over. But, all right. Sadani's visit, a turning point in Iraqi-British relations. You can read that if you'd like. This article is long. Is this long? But it has good information in here, especially if you don't understand how China wants to override us, which, how could they do that? I mean, in Iraq, of all places, but China in Iraq, oil with the approval of the elites in exchange for political and social stability. So, yeah. All right. And then something happened today. See, it's long, but it's good. There's a lot of education, very light, broad, I'll say macro, a macro point of view of international workings, international finance workings. All right, here's my one commercial. You can either click this link here or use the QR code, go there and buy me a coffee. All right, these are today's. Okay, so I just told you about that. There's his name, Latif Rashid Abdul something else. So this year, the slogan name for the Davos is Cooperation for the Smart Age. Yeah. Just like Reimagine Los Angeles 2028. That's another report that's online that you should go read and then take another look at these fires in Pacific Palisades and surrounding cities. All right, so there's that. Oh boy, I'll have to correct that. So here's another, the President of the Republic of Iraq, right? Our participation in Davos confirms Iraq's growing role in the global arena. So that's a good statement. All right, here, remember the exchangers? They were going to go on strike. Oh, and then remember there was, oh, don't listen to that. That's fake news. Only go to the CBI website. That's where you get all the right, true information. So the CBI was trying to say, no, we haven't said we're going to cancel these people. Yeah, well, guess what? Iraq's electronic payment outlets end their strike. after agreement with the central bank. So see, yeah. So today was the day, it was January 20th that they went on strike. And the same thing happened last time with the other people, because I think this is a different group, but they were going to go on strike, and Sadani went and met with them, and magically they didn't go on strike. So I don't know who they met with, but they met with someone, and now they're not going on strike. So maybe tomorrow there'll be information on the CBI website um, as to why they didn't, if they've opened up a time frame for them to get licensed or something. All right, let's see. What was this? What's that noise? Anyway, Iraqi economy is bleeding due to halting the region's oil exports. Yeah, that's a pretty serious way to describe that, right? So, they do want to there's 3 places where oil's not flowing, right? So, of course, they want to get all of that handled. They're not the only ones being held up. I mean, it's not about us, right? But, we're waiting and we're watching. But so are they. So, all right. And I think we're almost done. Yeah, look at this. The largest oil reserve was discovered in central Iraq. And this always cracks me up. How do they just discover oil? But also this should prove, again, if you're about my age, what did they tell us? That oil was the dinosaurs, right? It was the remnants. That's why it's called fossil fuel. It was the fossil of the dinosaurs, and it was going to run out, right? But here we have all over the world, they just keep finding new deposits and new, I jokingly call them puddles, new puddles of oil. And look who's servicing this field, China. The Middle Oil Company, in cooperation with Chinese company, announced the achievement of a major oil discovery in the East Baghdad South field. All right, and then guess who else found some oil and gas? Kuwait. Discovery of large commercial quantities of oil and gas, but they're calling this hydrocarbon resources. So Kuwaiti Oil Company announced on Monday the discovery of large commercial quantities of hydrocarbon resources in the territorial waters. So yeah. And I do believe that oil, especially because if you read in a certain book, oil was promised to these people so they would always be prosperous, right? So I think it's just a natural thing, and the earth replenishes it just like it does everything else if we would stop messing with it, right? Stop blocking the sun and doing all the crazy things the gates of who is doing. But yeah, so that's that. Now, I did want to give you an update. Oh, there's one other thing. There's a letter, and if there's not a lot of news, I'll talk about this more tomorrow. With documents, the key, see, it's a queue. Oh, well, you're not gonna see it, but if you see the card and you see the images they have for advertising, it's QI. But they call themselves the K Card Company. So, anyway, the U.S. Treasury notified MasterCard and Visa, right, here's the letters, Visa and MasterCard, that this company can no longer work, and it's a global company. So what did they do? They violated something, right? But anyway, I just thought even that has to go through our treasury for Iraq. Even though they're a global company, this is pertaining to Iraq, but it still went through the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve. Isn't that interesting? I think it's interesting. All right, and then here's the rate quote, and it is again in the colors of Forex. So I'm thinking maybe what they're trying to do is get the people used to, getting the citizens used to seeing the numbers or prices, rates, whatever you want to call it, in the different colors. So it's all good. I think it's forward movement. Yeah, nothing bad. Well, except, well, I'm giving them 2 more days. So if the masses are not exchanging by the 22nd, then I'm definitely on to June. I mean, I'm pretty much already there anyway, right? But you never know. Today was a holiday. Why isn't this thing working? Only some banks were open, not all of them. Yeah, but I'll be here, and like I tell some people in the comments, if you're fed up, step back, step away, and then just come back. In 2 months, come back to my blog, and I'll be here probably saying the same things. We're still waiting. But yeah, because sometimes you do. You have to. There is so much pressure on people. If you let it, if you, like, even the YouTubers I like to watch today, they were live streaming everything. So I did something else. I didn't want to watch all of that. So I did something else today. But anyway, but I'm like, man, if you're a person who doesn't know how to pull away from social media or pull away from TV, that stuff could drive you crazy. Anyway, so yeah. All right, so we're done. Thank you for listening. The long weekend is over. We're back to regular business tomorrow, at least here in America, right? So thank you. If there is no. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss an email and pay all your bills. Then, if there's a join, follow, subscribe, whatever type function button, wherever you are enjoying this content, take whatever action is necessary to activate that button, because I don't post regularly. So, if you do that and all things work as they're intended, when I do update, you'll get a notice or whatever. All right. So I'm pretty sure I'll be updating tomorrow. Like I said, there's some articles that came out today, but I was like, oh, we can talk about that tomorrow in case there's nothing to talk about. But I hope there is. I hope there's something to talk about tomorrow. All right. Thanks for listening. I appreciate all who support me. Oh, the link to the blog. I forgot to give the link to the blog. myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the open more. I think it's more. But any other place, it's either open, intro, info, description, something like that. If you click on that, then there's a link to the blog there. All right, I'm done now for real. Thank you, and until next time.